Hi, Bob Clark. Just bringing you up to speed on something I found pretty interesting from my real estate background. Went to list a property the other day. I had this property listed several years ago, and the new owner was there, and I wandered through the property, and they had put in a putting green. They had done some bunch of landscaping out front. They had put in a tennis court. They had made some modifications to a boathouse. They made modifications to the cottage. At the end of the process, the owner said to me, "So what listing price should we put it on the market for?" And I said, I can't take your listing. The owner asked me why, and I said, under the current official plan that's being passed, there are so many non-conformances here, and you've told me you don't have a building permit for any of the things that you've done, that if I listed your property, and I understand you need to sell it, I'm exposing you to a pile of legal action and activity from the Township of Muskoka Lakes. The challenge we have as realtors right now is they're actually turning us into enforcement officers, or we're having to point out to you what all of your non-compliances are. So here's the concern you should have. Before you get one of us out, you probably want to make sure your property complies with the new bylaws. It'll be quite a process to go through, because they're now going back multiple years and saying, we don't care if it was done 25 years ago, if it was done without a permit and it wasn't allowed, that's your problem because that's your property. Your next concern is you get someone like me that wanders in and says, sure, let's list it. And they're not aware of any of this stuff. And they start taking pictures of your property, and they start doing overhead videos, and they start doing all the walkthrough videos, etc. And the township's scanning those sites now, and they're looking for non-compliances, things like storage buildings that have been permitted as storage buildings and they're now a secondary cottage or a living space. And they are now coming out with enforcement officers and forcing you to comply. These are some of the concerns that we have. We've tried to approach the township on many of these items and say, these are things that people want. Why don't we just create bylaws that allow them and get them properly permitted? But at the moment, they won't sit at the table with us to discuss these things. Thank you.